residential tenancies regulation, which are, as you all know, or should know, are being implemented as of the 23rd of March. Big day coming up. I think it's about 53 days to go. Now, there are some key changes in this, and as I think I noted last week, there's about 56 changes just to the actual residential tenancies agreement, so to a lease, to a residential lease. So plenty of changes that are happening here. And as I said, we'll talk through these, a couple at a time. And this week I wanted to talk about the fit for habitation point. So it's not that properties have not had to be fit for habitation previously, it's just we've now got some clarity around what that actually means. Rather than having to turn around to your landlord and say, oh, this property is not fit for habitation, it's now you can turn and say, this property is not fit for habitation because it doesn't meet these certain criteria as set out in the regulation. So, and certainly what's set out in the regs is not exhaustive, but it's certainly a good start onto where we should be going. And the points it goes through, they're talking about that a property should be structurally sound. Well, as an agent, you can't say whether it's structurally sound or not. You can do a routine, you can do your initial property inspection and see whether the stairs, are okay, the deck is okay when you walk across it, that it's not collapsing, that when you rattle the railings on a balcony or around a deck, that they actually don't move, that they're of the right height. So there's a whole range of things here. So in terms of structurally sound, that there is adequate natural lighting or artificial lighting in each room. Obviously storage rooms and garages don't come into that play, but every other room that there is adequate lighting for the purpose of that room. That there's adequate ventilation. And we all know, particularly every property manager around town will talk about what happens when there's not adequate ventilation and there are mould issues. So, we need to make sure that is about, fit for habitation. That properties are supplied with electricity or gas and has adequate electricity or gas outlets for lighting, heating and appliances. I heard a story this week about a property that has one power point in the whole of the property. So outside of the kitchen, I think there were 2 power points in the kitchen and then one in the rest of it for lounge, dining, bedroom, bathroom. So you would certainly not call that adequate. That there's adequate plumbing and drainage for the property. They're connected to a water supply service or an infrastructure there for the supply of hot and cold water for both drinking, washing, cleaning. That there are bathroom facilities, that there are toilet washing facilities which allow the user privacy. So it's not an outdoor shower and that's the only thing you've got. So, when you start talking about some of those things fit for habitation, some people might be trying to lease out a property, and I'm talking about landlords here, leasing out a property that might actually be, a little self-contained unit, doesn't have a proper shower facility, but has an outdoor shower. So it might be beachside, riverside, lakeside, that has these types of facilities. They're not fit for habitation in terms of the clarity that we're getting around the residential tenancies regulation, which is great. So now these standards must be met at the start of each tenancy. So it's something that you as an agent need to look at the beginning of every tenancy, and they need to be maintained throughout the tenancy. So again, it's something that you have to hang your hat on as a property manager when you go back and talk to your landlord saying that this property needs to be fixed or should be repaired because it makes the property unfit for habitation. So again, some clarity that you can actually provide to your landlord about what that means in terms of fit for habitation. And as I said before, this has always been a requirement that a property is provided fit for habitation. We've now just got the clarity on it. So that's, I think, a really good thing, and as one of the many, many changes that are coming through with the amendments to the residential tenancies regulation. So that's a good one to keep under our belt, something to keep in mind that will always help us when we're talking with landlords.